Hi, welcome to the second installment of this chaotic book review channel that no one asked for. So today, we are going to do reviews of books our teachers made us read in high school. So today we have three very glorious, scrumptious books that our teachers made us read that I'm sure we all enjoyed. Not. First, Lord of the Flies, which it's my personal favorite to hate. Catcher in the Rye, and finally, The Great Gatsby, which is also one of my favorites to hate. So, we're gonna start with Lord of the Flies. So I'm gonna do an honest review. To be honest, I am not your English teacher, so I'm not gonna tell you like, oh, but the symbolism is so good. No, absolutely not. I like vampire books of a human girl and a vampire boy and a human girl that is ready to get down and die for a vampire schlong. That's my vibe, and not this. So let's get into it. First, we have Lord of the Flies. If you haven't read this book, good for you. But I'm going to give you a little brief overview of what it is. It's a bunch of British kids that are on a plane that crashes on this tropical island. All the adults are dead, so it's just a bunch of kids on the island and they're supposed to survive or whatever. So they explore the island, do all of that stuff. They're trying to survive. Like some people are hunters where they have to get food. Some people are in charge of the fire. If anyone comes to rescue them, the fire will alert them and stuff like that. It ends up being very chaotic where all the kids kind of end up killing each other. And yeah, so they do that. They kill each other or whatever, and then they get rescued at the end. It's basically that. It's a book about them enjoying being free without adults, but how chaotic you can get quickly in those kinds of situations. So yeah, let's talk about it. First off, I hate this book. The way it's written, absolutely disgusting. This book could have been 50 pages easily, but it is 100 some pages or 200 some pages. The person who wrote it just decided to describe every single thing, even the plants, the island, in such details that was not necessary. Like, I'm not here for that. Like, who's gonna get stabbed next? That's what I want to know. I don't want to know like the shape and the color of all the leaves that have ever existed. I don't give a shit. Second of all, why am I 14 reading about children killing themselves? That's what I thought. And also, like, that's literally it in terms of storyline. They're just like going around surviving and killing each other, and it's just being chaotic and about boys that kill each other. Are we surprised? That's what I thought. It's just like bad overall. So yeah, I don't like it at all. It is kind of boring, very hard to read. Honestly, good thing we had Sparks Notes for that time. I wouldn't recommend it. I give it a 5 out of 10 because it's like a worse version of the Hunger Games. Less fun, less braids, you know? Oh, and there's no sparkling vampire, so already that knocks a few points out. The second book, we're gonna go ahead with Catcher in the Rye. So Catcher in the Rye, I kind of like that book, honestly. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever written, but it's also kind of sad. Kind of the anthem of our generation, very depressing. It's a 16-year-old boy, if you haven't read it, that's going to some kind of boarding school. He's 16 and he just thinks that everyone is fake, everything is pointless. He's kind of moping around, depressed. He's very, very lonely. He feels like no one really understands what he's going through. He doesn't really have support from anybody, so he tries to get human interaction through things that are kind of dangerous. Like he goes to nightclubs and orders prostitutes just to talk to them, kind of stuff. And he doesn't have a really good relationship with his family. And yeah, it's kind of sad because at the end he kind of wants to run away and start a new life and things like that, but a lot of us think that it's just a metaphor to say that he wanted to unalive himself. So that is a very sad book. If you like sad books, I don't like sad books. Like you said, we like Sparkling Vampire here. So yeah, it was okay, I would say. Honestly, foreshadowing for most of us. Yeah. See, why I don't like this book. The way it was written was kind of cryptic, to be honest. Unless you're an English major, there's not much you understand, to be honest. A lot of the things I had to Google or Ask My Teacher. It wasn't an easy read because it's very cryptic. Like it's like you're not supposed to know what's going on, but what's the point? What's the point of reading it if you don't know what's going on, you know? I don't know. Or maybe I'm stupid, who knows? But overall, honestly, it's not that bad of a book. I give it maybe like a 6.5 out of 10. Just because it's kind of depressing, it's hard to read, and the language that is used is very repetitive or just too complicated for an average person to understand. So I would give it a 6.5 out of 10. And yeah, will it help you in your life when you read about it and give you some insight to get out of those depressive moods and feeling like you have no one understands you? Absolutely not. It might put you in the hole. Honestly, a lot of people like The Great Gatsby, but it just enrages me. I don't like anything about it. It's basically this dude that falls in love with this girl. Jay Gatsby falls in love with Daisy, or whatever her name is, and he goes to war, he comes back, she's married and stuff like that. Unhappy marriage. She cheats on her husband with Jay Gatsby, and Daisy's husband is cheating on her with this other girl called Myrtle. Like, who calls their child Myrtle? Already that, like, okay, like reading about unhappy people doing unhappy things? No. Also, like, this guy just wants to party, like, do blow, and I don't know what else. It's just overall not super interesting. It's a lot of that, you know, and not much of content, I would say. The book, people say it's so smart and so like beautiful because of all the symbolism and what it represents and the description of the things around, but I do not have time. I do not have time or the patience. I do not have time or the patience to read about that. I don't have the patience to every single page think about what the hell I just read. I do not have that time. Absolutely not. And you don't either. So there's a movie. There's literally a movie. I'm sure I see you probably watched the movie and didn't read the book, and good for you, because I did the same. No, it's like I read the book, but you should watch the movie. It's just overall not that good. And like this girl, Daisy, this okay, she wasn't even nice to Jay Gatsby, okay? She was like leading him on or whatever, and she's the one who killed the mistress of her husband, and Jay Gatsby ended up taking the blame and killing himself, which I think somebody killed him. Like, since it's kind of sus, but you know, for this girl, you did all that for this, all that for that. I'm not for it. It's just overall, it's not good. Like, he ends up dead and he wants all this American dream and being rich or whatever, but he has no one to share it with, like blah blah blah, like Tiny Violin. Hit this book. I give it like a 4 out of 10. Honestly, I prefer The Lord of the Flies because at least like some action was happening, like people like, you know, there's nothing. It's just like feelings. No, not for it. 0 out of 10. Wouldn't recommend to a friend. And also, like, nah. I don't know who needs to hear that, but if he's cheating on you or if she's cheating on you, leave. So that's that for rating the books our teachers unfortunately made us read. None of them are really good, to be honest. I'm surprised they were like quality literature. Maybe it is, and maybe I'm just stupid and I'm just not for it. I don't know why the teachers made us read these books. They're not, like, reading is really fun. That sounds like a lie, but it is not. Reading is actually really fun, and I don't think that's the kind of book that will introduce us to this passion, and that's why most of us are just not reading, because it's not that good, it's not that deep, but there's a lot of thinking to be done, and nobody got time for it. So yeah, hopefully you like this video. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever, and let me know what other videos you'd like to see, what else you'd like me to review, and we can talk about it and have a discussion. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.